So, yeah, I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, chainsaws today. And I do a lot of reviews on this channel, so I'm going to talk about my favorite chainsaws and why I like them. And also, I want to put the Husqvarna versus Stihl debate to rest. I'll say, based on my experience, they're both really good. They probably have individual strengths and weaknesses, but I feel like everyone in life gets sorted into one or two houses, either House Husqvarna or House Stihl. I fell in House Husqvarna because everyone in my family always ran Huskies, so I just grew up familiar with them. And when we were working together, we processed lots of firewood and stuff. It's just good to have, we kind of trade saws and whatever when it's an active day. So being familiar with everything is easy when we're all working together. So also dealer location, very important. There's a really good Husqvarna dealer about 10 miles from me. So they're fantastic. So, it kind of pushed me in that direction. But again, nothing against Stihl. I think they're great products. So I'll kind of talk about what I've got. This guy is, in my opinion, the ultimate homeowner saw. And if you're kind of like, just bought your first house, you need a chainsaw. Husqvarna has two lines. They have one that's called the Rancher, and they're like 400 series. There's like a Rancher 450, a Rancher 460, things like that. I had one of those. It was about a $400 saw. It was underwhelming as far as its power and its weight. It was very heavy for what it could do. This guy, on the other hand, is so light I can easily hold it with one hand. Now, you never want to operate it with one hand, but for almost anything you come across on a regular homeowner basis, the 550 XP, which is a little bit more of an investment than a 400 series, but man, this thing is awesome. And what I like about it is it's a screamer. I think it's over 10,000 RPM. And just, it's so light. I actually thought this was like a toy when I first got it. But what I will say is, because of that, it's so light. This is the most dangerous saw that I own as well, because it is so light. It will jerk and buck around, and you really got to be careful with this. Obviously, it's got the chain brake and all that safety, but this saw will take you for a ride easier than the other ones because it's got so much power and it's so light. But this is, again, if you're just like, I need one saw, this would be the one I'd recommend to anybody if it's within your budget range. I'm not reviewing other brands, but I would think if you're kind of looking like in the value price, I would look at Echo saws. I've had really good luck with their small engines, but the Husqvarna 550 XP is just a great saw, and I love this thing. But sometimes you need a little bit more, and if you want to pan over to the wood pile, like we process 5 cord or so a year. I have a lot. I get logs brought in. So this one is my firewood processing saw. This is the Husqvarna 372 XP, which weighs quite a bit more than the 550. And this is when I have a truckload of logs to buck to firewood length, this is what I go for. I'm running a 28-inch bar, and this thing is just absolutely a beast when it comes to processing firewood. It is heavier, but it's still just a little, it's got the power that you need to do a really big job. This one, you're good for a lot of things, cleaning up down trees, limbing stuff, small firewood jobs. When I've got a truckload, I'll go for this one because the saw doesn't have to work so hard. If you think this saw looks brand new, it is not. This saw is about 10 years old. I've put it through its paces. I just got it back from the dealer, had a full rebuild, fixed everything up, got it nice and shiny, and I put a lightweight bar, which this bar is only I don't know, 8 ounces lighter, but it is a very it really improves the balance of the saw, where the old bar was too heavy. So this saw, if you're looking for something that's a workhorse, this is great. Now they do have a 572 XP. That's also an absolutely fantastic saw. If I was buying a new one right now, I'd probably go 572. The thing with the 500 series, just like the 550, they are electronically more complicated. You know, this is old school, mechanical everything, not a lot of complexity here. So again, the 372s are very, very fixable, maintainable. Parts are cheap and plentiful. So, you know, again, this one's fine. I'm not going to replace it, even though the 572 is probably a little bit of an upgrade. This is totally fine. And then the last saw I'll talk about, which I've only used other people's until now, and you probably are thinking, man, this thing's overkill. Who would ever need a saw like this? So this is the biggest one Husqvarna makes. It's the 3120, so it's a 120cc motor on it. It's bonkers. There's no reason any sane person would need a saw like this unless you are milling, or if you're a professional arborist cutting really big trees. You know, again, I've been milling more and more. I've got a couple hundred board feet of cherry to do. The reason I had the 372 rebuilt is because I trashed it, because I was running it full out milling, you know, 20 hours at a time. So this one is going to replace that. It's going to be able to mill faster, less wear and tear on the saw, and less wear and tear on me, because milling is really hard work. And if you look closer, you're going to see this chain is weird. This is what's called a super skip chain. I haven't worked with these too much, but allegedly this is going to be able to mill very efficiently, because it's not going to get clogged up. It's only got cutting teeth every 8 inches or so. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works. Should have gobs of power. We'll see how it works with the super skip. And yeah, so those are my saws. Again, this is definitely excessive unless you're really doing a lot of milling. I've got a lead on a big black walnut this year, some other stuff. So even though this is a big investment, you know, black walnut's like $6 a board foot. This kind of thing pays itself off really quick when you're milling hundreds of board feet at a time in a couple hours of work. So anyway, that's about all I got for now. And thank you for stopping by the channel. Have a good one.